Maha cleared PMP today. First of all, congratulations, Maha, on clearing
Thank you
PMP.
so much.
And
Thank
how
you so
was the
much.
exam? How was the exam?
I think it was not very difficult. Like I think 75% of the exam was somewhat similar to what practices we've done. And
Mm,
25% was something that we had to think about.
mm,
So like I didn't think that I actually thought that it would have been like way more difficult. Like you said yesterday that it's gonna be a very difficult exam. So I think you prepared us, but eventually I think I actually had like a very difficult mindset in my mind and it
mm.
turned out to be an easy one.
That's a good thing, na? That if you
Yeah,
had a
exactly.
yeah, it turned out if you had a difficult mindset, but it turned out to be easy. That's a good thing as compared to if it was opposite direction. And
Exactly.
yeah, okay, Maha, how did you manage your time?
Okay, so as you said that I need to give like 80 minutes for the first section.
Mm-hmm,
I completed my 80 minutes
mm-hmm,
and after that I took a break of 10 minutes.
mm-hmm,
After then I started the section two and I gave like 75 minutes to section two and
mm-hmm.
I completed that and I took a 10 minutes break. And then I had 75 minutes for section three.
So you exactly follow the time management strategy.
Yes, yes, yes,
80,
exactly.
75, 75. That's good.
100%.
How many drag and drop questions were there?
There were six drag and drop questions.
There were six drag and drop questions.
Yeah.
And those questions were related to mostly which topics?
Okay, they were mostly related to agile.
Mm,
So like one of the questions were like, what is the role of product owner and scrum
mm,
master? We had to drag like we had options of like development team, scrum
mm,
master, and product owner, and we had to drag it to the boxes of their respective roles.
mm,
That was one of them. One of them was with the respect to like waterfall, agile, hybrid, and all technologies. So I had to
mm,
drag those sections, like the definitions on
mm,
what is going to fit where, and that was one of them. And one of them was about conflict management.
Conflict management. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That is important thing. What else was challenging in the exam?
I think the main questions that were challenging were related to the closing of the project. I feel
Mm,
like those questions were very typical. Like, for example, the document's name, even though I knew that those, but they asked it like in a tricky way. So eventually, I think that was a challenging thing. Then there was a question I remember which said that like the project is about to close and there's a pressure on the project manager, but
mm,
one of the department is not interested in closing the project. So they
mm,
had those a few options that what are you going to do with this thing? So that was a really tricky question. And even the
mm,
options were like difficult one.
mm,
So I feel like that's like I think there were like 10 to 12 questions on closing. So I feel like those were a bit difficult.
Okay. Which topic was most highlighted? Stakeholder, communication, agile. Which one was that?
I think obviously agile was a major highlighted portion, and
Mm,
then communication was the second one, and then I
mm,
feel like procurement was highlighted a lot. Like I
mm,
think there were 20 questions approximately with respect to procurement. I
mm.
wasn't expecting it at all. And then with respect to cost, there were no questions. Like literally no questions with respect to cost.
No question of formula. So
Yeah.
yesterday we
Yeah.
discussed this batch 12. Yesterday we discussed formula questions, and today when we started the class, like a lot of questions were put on this how to remember these formulas, and I told them normally question does not come from the formula. So
Exactly.
it's
Exactly.
good to say that re-emphasis on that thing. Okay, let's put it back 2 weeks back. You said that you are not ready, and I told you no, you are ready. So let's walk through how your journey was, share your journey, and then we'll talk about that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, I joined your program in August this year, and even though I wanted to join last year, but I was not eligible for it, so I started in August, and I had full plans of appearing for the exam by October, and but something or the other thing happened. But you and Trimsy like kept on contacting me,
Mm,
and whenever you or Trimsy contacted me, I used to at least I had that in mind, and I used to like solve a paper. Like that was my mindset that I have to solve and I have to send you a reply. Otherwise, like it's like a matter of shame at that point. So I
mm,
used to solve a paper, and last week when I you texted me late night at 4, like it was 4 for me in Pakistan, and you texted me, and I woke up and I saw your message, and as soon as I saw your message, I worked on like 180 mock, like the complete 180 mock. I
mm,
told you I got the score. You called me that you'll have to appear for the exam next week. So I never even thought about that, the fact that I'll appear for my exam within this year, because I think that I was never prepared for it. I still don't know how I actually got prepared for it in just 5 days, but I feel like after going through the exam, I feel like there was something that I did in the last 5 days. I struggled. It was everything was under pressure, but I think you used to message me as I think you used to wake up like at 6 or 7 in the morning and used to message me the first thing that Maha, what's happening? What are your scores? And then you have to do RCAs. And obviously, I think it was pressurizing. But after going through the exam today, I felt that it was very easy. The exam was easy as compared to what we've solved.
Okay, of course it has to be pressurized. Otherwise, you were planning to give
Obviously.
exam
Yeah.
when you settle in UK and things like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, what I foresee is that if you plan to do exam when you land in UK and things like that, it would be at least 3 months. When you
Hmm.
move to another country, 3 to 4 months, and then you have to start the story again.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I always recommend that give 100%, get immersive, do your best if you can, and you had time. You had
Yeah.
time to do that, and Hassan has given me that you are on the right track. So he worked very hard with you, and we make sure that we get this thing done and make sure that you are certified. Let's talk about a very important thing. How important it is to do 180 mocks.
Oh, I think it's very important. While I was sitting there, I felt like it was the most important thing is to tackle time. That's the first part. And the second is to just sit over there and to just have that pressure that you need to solve this paper. I feel like it's very difficult to sit for 4.5 hours.
Hmm.
If I wouldn't have solved those papers, I wouldn't have gone through this entire mindset that I need to sit and I need to solve. And this pressure was immense because I've practiced it, so it was a bit easier. But otherwise, I think I would have lost my mind.
Hmm. Hmm. This is very important that building that stamina and
Mm.
working towards that is an important thing. How was your random mocks?
Random mocks were difficult, I feel. Like they were difficult. I didn't score very good in those mocks, but I think they eventually helped me solve the problems.
Okay.
Because RC actually helped me solve all the problems.
RC is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Guys, if you have any question, please feel free to ask. This is the exact time because from tomorrow I will asking them to do more mocks and things like that. This lady just cleared PMP and now she's a certified PMP. No one can give more insight as yesterday Etisham cleared PMP and while he was coming back, I asked him to come hop on and he shared his journey and today you are sharing this journey. So this is one of the most important thing and I will be asking you, Maha, as you know, as my PMP community is, so I will be asking
Yeah.
you to add that into community, whatever in ways you can, because each one teach one is the mantra of game. How all of us can help each other. That is my way of doing into it. That we can work into that way. Secondly, next Saturday I'm going to have my PMP marathon. So if you can make some questions, I will be using those questions into those marathon. Guys, anyone has any question they would like to ask her? Maha, what would be your advice to any people who are preparing, how they should prepare?
I think your plan is more than enough. Everything that you've said, I followed it like blindly. I've never questioned anything, I feel, because firstly I was afraid to question. I was like, okay, if you if I've paid you, and if you've said something, and obviously there were people that have passed, right? So they've done something good, right? So I have to follow your plan. Just blindly follow the plan.
Okay,
I'm saying this after passing in just 5 days. Like I booked my exam on Monday and I gave my exam today. And just because Amer Ali just said that I have to book my exam, that's the only thing that I did. I just trusted him. I've never ever trusted anyone in my life more than him.
thank you,
So
sister. Thank you for that. Okay, so a very important question by Dinesh. How lengthy questions were? Like five-liner, 10-liner? How lengthy questions were?
no, there were no 10-liner question. I think there was one question that was one or two questions that were 4-liners, but nothing more than that. I
Nothing
think
more.
3-liners were like the max, and majorly questions were of 2-liners. And I think one more thing I would say to everyone that whenever you said that you need to read the last line first, I read the last line first, and I used to accept like I used to choose the answers first, and then I used to go back and I used to read the question, and majorly like 80% of the time I was right just by
Mm.
reading the last time.
Okay. Mateen is asking how many mocks and 180s you did. Don't answer that. Mateen, every person will have a different 180 questions. Let me just put into that your batchmate, you and Nehas, both were in the same place in UAE. Now, interestingly, you cleared late than Nehas. Nehas did six mocks of Udemy 180. Mateen, just giving you example, six mocks of this. Like I asked him to do 15 to 16 180 mocks, right? Whereas Maha was different. The reason is that is Mateen. Once you complete all the topics, the jumping up and down or things depending upon your will work into that. Okay, next question to answer it. Did you read any book or memorize the booklet? Like
No,
booklet?
I read booklet I went through. I actually ordered the booklet and I actually went through the booklet, especially for a few sections, especially like procurement management plan and quality management plans things. But other than that, I even had the book, but I didn't go through the book. I made my own notes using your videos and whenever we had our lectures, and I used to review all those things. But again, I feel like the journey is different. You need to solve mocks to get to know the questions. You won't be able to just solve the mocks by reading a book. You have to get
Yeah,
grab the concepts that is the most important thing.
yeah. Anusha, go ahead.
So, a question to Maha or Amir, both of you. So, let's say you're saying first 80 minutes work on couple of questions, which is around 75, or I don't know the number exactly. My problem is I can focus on 20 minutes. Do you have any formula like the way I'm handling it, Amir, to sit 1.5 hour, yeah, 20 minutes I can work, and then I'm doing 10 times of meditation and then keep continuing. I don't want to get up from my spot. That is my main problem. I just don't want to get up, at least sit 1 hour. Just sit 1 hour. So I'm just doing the 10 breath outs and then sitting here only after 20 minutes, something like that. Do you have anything else other than that?
Maha, please.
No, I don't think so. Listen, what I do is that I personally think that what Amir said, 80 minutes have to be allotted for the first 60 questions. You're supposed to have a stamina to sit for 80 minutes in one row. That is very important. After you are done with those 60 questions, you will be done with like one third of the paper, and once you are done, you'll get a break. You can do your breathing exercises and you can walk around whatever you want to do. One more thing I would like to say that I've like I think till Wednesday I used to solve papers in a very quick way. For example, even if I had like 75 minutes, I used to solve it in 60 minutes and I used to get done with it. And I think that was a very wrong approach. Basically, I have to use all those 80 minutes that Amir has told me, that I have to use those 80 minutes and I have to utilize them to understand the questions. Even though I knew the answers, I went through the entire thing, I utilized my time, and only then I took a break. Like in every single section, Amir told me that you need to take a break after 80 minutes. I didn't even like use like 1 minute above or 1 minute below that. So I think
Yeah.
just build your stamina to solve 80 questions for sorry 80 minutes and then take a break and then 75 minutes and then take a break. It
This
will
was
actually
your
help.
last, I guess, the final mocks you were doing when I told you how much
Yeah,
time you took, and you said 60 minutes. It's a very bad time
yeah,
management.
exactly.
I told her to go to the 80 minutes. Anusha, coming back to your question, it's practice. What are you doing? Like, I was just having a discussion with my wife regarding weight lose and things like that. Few things you have to do, keep on doing that. Like some things will take practice and only practice. Like we are those generation with TikTok and those things that we cannot sit for more than 10 minutes 20 minutes, we get bored. So this will be stamina. That is why when as we move forward, the simulator is designed in this way. First you have 75 minutes mocks to build your people stamina process, and then 180. So we will build it slowly Anusha, and then we will move towards that. Okay. So, Abbas, but what is your advice for procurement topic preparation in terms of exam preparation?
For procurement, I feel like you just have to solve the mocks. You just have to grab like the basic mindset of how you have to go through the entire journey of procurement and just solve the mocks. Once you solve the mocks, you'll find the like mocks sorry, paper very easy as compared to what like about like basically the concepts. I feel like the book and everything is difficult, and getting through the questions is easier. So
Hmm.
you need to solve the questions. Once you solve the question and you do RCA, the next paper is going to be a bit easy, and the last one is going to be very easy.
Yeah. So bottom line is RCA is the key here.
Exactly.
RCA has to be the key here. Salman is asking a very good question. How was, like, let's compare the difficulty of real exam versus my mocks. So how would you compare it?
I think your mocks were very difficult.
They are very
Especially
difficult.
random mocks were very difficult. I never scored above 70%. I think one exam, I think I scored 75. Other than that, I scored in every exam, I scored less than 70. And that's why I told you that I'm not prepared.
Okay. So the same question Prakash is asking, how did you come to know or decided that you are ready for exam?
I never knew that I'm ready for the exam. When I gave my exam, only then I knew I was ready for the exam, and I got my result actually.
Yeah, even like 36 hours before she was having second thoughts. And my last call, guys, I remember yesterday when we had a first break, instead of 10-minute break, I came back after 15 minutes break. And I told you I was having discussion with a student and I was having a call with her. So the only thing that I put her in the context was, don't worry, you will clear the exam. So some students, Prakash, never realize they are ready or not. That's why I keep on checking score. Like I will check your scores, will check your understanding, and according to that, I will only ask you to give exam. And I feel you are ready. You feel it or not, I don't care. I feel it that that's why you came to me. I'm a subject matter
Exactly.
expert. To be very true. That's why you
Yeah.
paid me $699 or $2,000. That I'm the subject matter expert. I check, are you ready or not? And then I say you. And there have been some cases when I have to force my student, request them reschedule because I don't feel they are ready. If I feel you are not ready, even it's a 2 days before, I'm gonna say it. Sorry, yeah, you are not ready. We need to reschedule because I want to make sure when you go there, you clear the exam. Okay. So Saddam, shall I watch your YouTube videos of the class? And the mocks RC will be enough. I feel like I'm so weak because you haven't done anything, Saddam. Let me make it very clear for you. I remember, Saddam, unmute yourself. You haven't done even a single topic question answers. Once you do the question answers, then you do the RCA, then you will be strong. Of course, you are weak. How you can even think that you are strong? You did not do even a single topic. You can say that I am busy, whatever, but unless you have done question answers and their RCAs, then you need to do. You don't need to watch any YouTube videos. You don't need to do anything. The content that I give you, that is more than enough. Okay? Do the question
Okay.
answers and RCA. And I know that
Okay.
where you stand. That's why I'm telling you, you haven't done anything. Right?
Okay.
Okay. Inaki is asking how much time per day. Now, that's a very good question. Now, I just want to put some context. When she joined the program, she was one of the leading person in the group. She was in UAE. She took like a long break, right? And then she came back. So let's say, Ma, if you have to put in the context, how much time you can give to clear the exam if you want to do it. So what would you say?
I think
Standing
one
time.
month is more than enough. I just had a discussion with one of my friend, and I told her that if you dedicate 1 month, 2 to 3 hours every single day, you will be able to clear your exam. I think I did not dedicate more than 30 days. Like overall in the last 4 months, I think 30 days were was the max time that I've dedicated to the entire PMP journey.
Hmm.
So, and
Yeah,
that like, just because of your follow-up plans. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have dedicated those things. So, I think it's very important to dedicate your time, and your entire family should know that you're going to appear for an
very
exam,
good question.
that they basically have to support you.
Hmm.
If they don't support you and they don't understand, then it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I strongly agree that family support is very important. Few of my students who are working moms, like they were near the line 15 days back when I went to holidays, and now I am trying to get them back, and still some still have family events, right? You have Christmas, you have New Year's, you have this, that. So your family needs to know, okay, she said 1 month, I'm gonna say 2 month. With 2 hours, 2 month. So that's a normal time. If you want to go full fledged, 4 hours, 1 month. If you're gonna get 5 to 6, I can make sure you do PMP in 3 weeks. I will make sure to everybody if you can do that. So Shreya is asking which topics we should focus more and how did you prepare for the mocks?
I think the most important topic is agile. If someone is already working in an agile company or managing an agile project, I think they do have like a basic idea of it. But if they are not, they are supposed to have that agile mindset. And having that agile mindset is the key to solving this exam. That's, I think, very important. Other than that, communication, stakeholders, these are very important topics for the exam that
So if
everyone should know.
so, what you said, agile stakeholder communication team, right?
And risk as well.
Risk as well. Okay. By the way, I want to put something into a context. At least after 100 or 200 success journey, this is the one lady who is saying procurement question. If I can, you can, like, I daily post at least one success journey, right? Today I put PGMP, yesterday RMP, daily I put one success journey. So this is the one person who is saying procurement came. It's a very rare case scenario. That's why in the booklet I covered everything, that we go through that, even that purpose. But a very important thing is that you need to do your best, and that's how we do that. Thank you, Maha. Thank you very much for your time. I would be looking forward from you at least 10 to 15 questions which I can use for PMP marathon. And do send me a picture and put it on a thumbnail, and keep moving forward. Remember,
Thank you
each
so
one
much.
teach one is the mantra of the game. Bye bye.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Maha.